You know, Redshift has a chance to get that opening shot probably 80 to 90% of their encounters. And that opening damage, that initial shot, can make or break so many battles. And as we can see, they gave obviously 13 to Redshift's favor. And if I were Redshift, I would go steal that 50. I would have stolen that 50, even though he's at 99 health, because we knew that Nitrogen needed it.
Well, he's still at 122, and Nitrogen did not get the pickup, so still picked up by Redshift. Nitrogen's going to be heading over towards Mega, and this is actually a trend where we're seeing Redshift's lockdown kind of go away. But again, Nitrogen's movement here is just getting him backed into the walls, and Redshift can just take that initiative and just pound on him. And just like you were saying, that initial damage, this map is all about kind of the touch and go battles, and whoever gets that first touch, well, they're not going to be the one who goes.
Yeah. And that corner, that RL corner for Nitrogen, has been a nightmare, I would say. I think maybe a fourth.
Yeah, in T9, you know, if you let your opponent have it, there are a few nightmarish bits here. There's that rocket launcher corner, like you just mentioned. There's the water yellow armor, and there's the LG yellow armor. Just horrible, horrible places to be if you're not aware of where your opponent's coming from.
Yeah, and I would say that because they're all corners, you know, you kind of get stuck there, and your exits are pretty obvious in those situations. So we'll see. We're rolling around to the final minute of this match. Redshift has it in hand. Although, you know, I have seen Nitrogen. He's moving a little bit differently since even the very beginning, and he's feeling a bit more ballsy about, you know, challenging for stuff and pushing in. You know, so I think he's starting to kind of pick up the workings of the map a little bit more. And my hope is that he will practice this map, because I think most duelers would agree that this map has really become a huge favorite, because it's very, very fast paced. The way that that's a nice set of rockets from Redshift. Very fast paced, but then you also have this, you know, great dynamic of resource control. And yeah, I mean, it's great stuff. So
yeah, this map is definitely a teacher. It might be a harsh teacher sometimes and a harsh mistress, but when you're getting into duel, this is definitely something you don't want to leave by the wayside. Now, just about 10 seconds left, and we're looking at 23-1. I am glad that Nitrogen got on the board, but he won't be sticking around, and we're going to be seeing Redshift move on.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. Let's run the stats here. 23-1 is the final score. Redshift is going to take the crown. Accuracy of 34% overall, and best weapon rocket launcher for Redshift. Nitrogen a bit less, 17%, and best weapon rocket launcher. Good lord, I've gotten so used to our CTF coverage where it takes like 20 minutes between each round.
It's got no time for banter.
Yeah. So Redshift getting a nice RL start, heading straight for Mega, and then back for the YA. Now if he's quick, ooh, nice initial damage.
Ooh. Oh.
And he just he forced the wuss
to on the trim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Them rockets make you accelerate, man. And look at that though. The wuss just turns around and says, "Fuck you." That was impressive.
All right,
he gets
so
away
that
with
Shoddy
13
with
health.
13 health to spare has brought this back up 0-0. I was worried that initial frag was going to be a rage quit inducer. It would be for some people I know.
That's good times is what that is. We're going to watch Wish though. He has the potential here. That's one yellow, and of course my preference is always don't really challenge for a big item unless you know you know the timing, B, have at least 2 yellows to your name. Wish is almost dead, and honestly, he really had no business being at red armor. When you can get 1 yellow cleanly, and you are able to go center map, in other words, you can then choose to cross the map and get the other yellow, you should do that. So we're going to go over to Redshift's point of view as he goes aggressive and pushes the Wiss off of Plasma Yellow. I can speak tonight, I swear. Ooh, armor shards. Redshift chasing down the Wuss. Nice big defensive rockets.
Ooh.
But there aren't enough coming out quickly enough. So Redshift will pick up frag number 2 and should get frag number 3. Missing with rails. That's 2 whiffed.
It definitely looks like that the Wuss has the hit part of the hit and run strategy down, but not so much the run.
Yeah. And both these guys not too solid on rail, about 25 and 23 respectively. Nice defensive plasma, and so this is actually really good for the Wuss. What he needs to do is get out of center, and he's not going to have any resources. We know that Redshift just picked up this YA about 6 seconds ago, and he should go for these shards and then double back, because if he goes center map, he'll probably be called out at red. It's gonna be way too tasty. Oh, lucky that Redshift missed, because that would have left him with 1 health.
There's a bit of a different angle for that rocket jump too, if I'm not mistaken, and so Redshift did
Might have saved
the
his
rail,
ass.
and that let the Wuss have red armor, but Mega Health and 2 yellows now are going over to Redshift, so he's rocking a
He heard
pretty
the
good
RJ.
stack right now.
Yeah, Wuss heard the RJ, and so, yeah, I mean, Redshift is hot on his ass, and honestly, we hear Red picked up, and he's got to watch out for him coming around right now. Let's go see where he's at. Yeah. Okay, so Redshift's like, okay, free Mega from me, you now only have 50 armor, plus some shards. So Redshift has just basically dominated the items, and this is really the first time that Wuss has gotten above 50 armor, I think. And gets
Ooh, and
blindsided.
he
That's
backs
a
right into
frag.
Redshift's shaft.
Yeah.
That's got to be uncomfortable.
Now, that said, though, he did land a square rocket on the descent. So, yeah, he definitely did some damage.
On
He
his
should not
way
be going
down.
this way, though. This is a mistake. Mega is way too close to coming up, and so he's going to get a face full of rocket in like, oh. Redshift doesn't go that way. And now he's giving away his position. I mean, that's an easy frag. Redshift should know. I mean, he's probably guessing that the Wuss somehow picked up some armor somewhere, so I understand. You know, he just wants to run the items back over to Redshift. This should be a frag for him.
Ooh, this is a bad place for the Wuss to be. He's got
Yeah.
nowhere to go. Yeah, as soon as he rounded that corner and didn't stick into the little alcove, he committed himself to that fight, and even though he's done some good things with the shotgun before, against a nearly 200 stack, if the numbers weren't on his side.
Right, I mean, the shotgun does, it's like, what, 110 if every pellet hits, which is pretty much only going to happen when you're, you know, kissing your opponent, and, yeah, needing 2 full blasts in order to take someone down. You know, I don't think so. It's just the odds aren't there. So
And Grease said so.
now here we go.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh.
Redshift
2
didn't know what hit
rails.
him. He's turning around like scratching his ass. He's like, "Oh, that hurt. Which one of y'all hit me?" There's another one.
He's
There
definitely
we go.
showing himself to be a little bit pissed now. Just
Yeah, let's
flying
go
through
fight
the air,
Wuss.
rail shot came out of nowhere. And now
timing, though,
Redshift
will
is
kill
looking
him.
for some retribution.
Lack of
But
timing
now
is
it
going
looks
to
like
be his
Redshift
downfall,
has
though.
a beat on his opponent now.
Yeah,
Looks like
now
he
do the
might
plasma
be
climb. Oh, it's
back
too
in the-
late. And now you're dead.
Yeah.
This is really dangerous to wait out for this. One good rocket, 1 good rail, and the Wuss is done. And again, no resources. See, now he's not using this as an opportunity to get items. He's about to run into the Redshift. Unless Redshift went the other way. He did. Okay.
Yeah, actually, quite a few times I've been seeing Redshift grab red, grab plasma yellow, and then head straight for the rocket yellow and get all 3 of them. So
Yeah.
the Wuss definitely needs to use those as a crutch and kind of secure those a little bit stronger.
And so we're going to see RA. It's a free RA for Redshift because the Wuss is hanging out. You know, now he's worked himself into 100 armor. He's going silent. And this is actually kind of big. Now Redshift's going to be stacked to the teeth, but the Wuss knows where he is and should be able to cut him off right here. He should get the initial damage. I think he's giving away his position. I disagree with that. I think he should have stayed silent because he had the opportunity to get the drop on Redshift. Let's go over to Redshift as he goes on the hunt.
It looks like it's going to be shaft on shaft across the way, but Redshift is going to have the quicker route over to red armor. And here's the thing, because the Wuss